Renee, Rosamilia, and I hit the road again, and this time we headed out to Fort Pierce, Florida to meet with Mike Horgan at Draxen Farms. This is the place to go in Central Florida for all of your herding dog training needs. And we hooked up with Savannah Lay, who shared with us all about how she's training her bestie canine companions, Pyro and Rumor, the Border Collies, to do what this breed does in their sleep. Yep, herd. So do you participate in fun events and activities with your dog? Hook me up. Let's share it with the world. So be sure to tell us all about it in the comment section below. Of course, while you're down there, if you like this video, feel free to share it with your friends. Of course, like it, and most definitely subscribe if you haven't done so already so that you can ring the little bell and not miss a single episode. So many of us are looking for new and exciting things to do with our dogs. While I may be knee-deep in companion breeds, every breed has its own job. Herding dogs love to herd. AKC actually offers a farm dog certification title, which you can come to Draxen Farms to actually train for. There are 12 test items that you have to pass under 2 different judges to earn the title. There is also the American Herding Breed Association, as well as the U.S. Border Collie Handlers Association, that run different sheep and cattle dog trials throughout the United States and Canada, giving these dogs a chance to do what they were actually bred to do. So fabulous watching the natural instincts at work. It is beyond fascinating. So if you're going to head out to the farm, be sure to bring a chair, a cooler with drinks and snacks, some sturdy shoes, a water bowl for your dog, along with a standard leash. Oh, and in Florida, bring sunscreen because you're going to be standing in an open field, so yeah, be good to your skin. Can I just share that Mike is a pretty cool dude? He has been training and showing dogs for over 20 years, and he named his farm after his Rottweiler named Drax. He started in conformation and obedience way before the sheep herding career. From Rottweilers, he went to Border Collies, building his passion for sheep herding instruction with various breeds of dogs since 2008. Mike.
Yes.
How long have you been doing this?
About 20 years.
Holy crap. What got you into
a Rottweiler?
Okay, tell me about it.
I was doing competition obedience with my Rottweilers, and one day our club went out to a farm to test our dogs on instinct for herding, and my boy Drax was phenomenal, and Seth got us started.
And that was it?
Yeah, that was it.
That was it.
That's all it took.
And to watch him instruct, he's just so laid back and chill. Like, dude, this is the way we're going to work it. Like, he looks at each dog individually, and he helps its handler bring out the very best in the dog. Of course, first you need to find out if that actual instinct is there, and Mike is definitely the one to help you figure that out. If the instinct is there, that's when you go all in and take advantage of all the amazing things he has to offer at the farm.
I have no doubts that he can do it.
I know, I have no doubts too.
It's me not knowing what I'm supposed to be doing. That's what makes it difficult.
Pressure. And not stressing the dog out overall.
There's a pen for beginners to basically go to sheep school. The dogs learn how to control their instincts and their drive around the sheep, advancing to each level, all with Mike's totally chill instruction and, of course, beyond expert advice. The pastures, or rings for us conformation people, is designed for dogs with different skill levels. The sheep are also in the pasture that best suits their skill and comfort level because the sheep have bubbles. Just like humans, sheep have different sized bubbles. For example, you can come and love and hug on me, I don't care. But some of my dearest friends can't even stand to be touched. So, they have a much smaller bubble than me. Same with sheep. In one of the pastures, the dogs can't even get to physically touch them because they are enclosed in a pen. It works perfectly. Then with the sheep in the open along with the human handler, essentially protecting them, you can see how they hide behind and follow Savannah. Different pastures provide different amounts of space to work the dog with the sheep. Obviously, the more skill, the more space. And each pasture provides more detailed training and experience for the dog.
Problem with Border Collies especially is they want to be on top of them. They're very much on sight and they want to get close and they want to work them. So he's teaching them to give them a respectable distance because they're not moving them yet. He wants to run in on top of the sheep.
Okay.
So he's trying to teach them to wait and work from further back. Mm-hmm. As you need to move the sheep, then you're going to move your dog up closer. And your away and come by teaches them which way they're going.
Yeah.
The come-bys mean for the dog to go clockwise, and the aways mean for the dogs to go counterclockwise. You don't have to use those exact words. You can use whatever you wish, but keep it consistent and maintain the same body language while you use them.
Run to mommy. Lie down. Pyro. Lie. Lie. Lie down. Lie down. Boy, lie down.
We're doing this with Pyro. Is this a competition?
Eventually, she is going to compete.
Okay, so there is a competition.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is basically just training them for competition.
Right. First, you're going to do a PT, which is just showing that your dog has the ability to herd sheep.
Oh, okay.
So they don't have to do as many things in it.
Okay.
And then as your competition increases, they're going to have to do things such as moving them from one field to another, moving them in between obstacles, actually putting them into a pen, taking them out of a pen.
Oh, okay. So these are all like CGC test.
Right. Or your obedience, your different levels of
Okay.
obedience where it gets harder and
Same
harder
thing.
as you go.
Okay.
When he works with one of his seasoned dogs, he can send it out to that pasture way back there from here to go get the sheep.
Oh, wow.
And the dog will bring the sheep in, and then he'll control which gate he wants to go through from whistles. They use a special whistle that fits in your mouth.
Right.
Unless you're a really good whistler, and then you can do it yourself.
Right.
And they use their stick, which helps them go from side to side.
Okay.
And they also use the commands, come by, away, walk up,
Okay.
things like that to tell where the dog is supposed to go.
Okay.
Now, the whistle, when they use the whistle, is really good for like long distance because
Well,
the
yeah,
dog can hear
it.
And there's different amounts of whistles for each command.
Oh, man.
So, and it's some dogs take to a whistle real quick, and some dogs it's really hard to do whistling with them.
Teaching the dogs these commands can be challenging, especially when you're trying to keep them from having their own natural instincts become overwhelmingly strong. You see, there's an urge to nip sheep to get it to go where it needs to go. This is actually going to require the owner to pay for the sheep, though. Another urge is to dive in, which separates them. The handler needs to teach them to guide them together, not separately. So yeah, it's kind of like trying to contain a teenage boy around all of the popular pretty girls in high school. Teaching the dog to establish major self-control is the majority of the battle. So pressure is what she was using with the rake.
She was applying pressure to him to keep him away, but the collie on its own applies pressure to the sheep to move them.
Okay.
Now, collies are more of a sight, like they look and the sheep move. When you do with a Rottweiler, they literally get up on top of the sheep. They want to be closer. Where a border collie can do it from more of a distance.
Okay.
Because of the intensity and the way they herd. I used to have one that I herded here, and he had blue eyes. He couldn't get anywhere near the sheep. The sheep didn't want him anywhere near them. He could herd sheep from way at the other side of the field because the intensity that he let off just let the sheep know. And then I had my other one, which had the brown eyes and wasn't intense, and she could work up close.
Okay. As you work from pasture to pasture, Mike has thought of everything. There are shaded kennel runs for the dogs to cool down between sessions, as well as water tubs for them to literally dive into and cool off after their training.
So it's the sticks, the rake, the paddle, all of those things are pressure devices, and they're all to help guide the dog to where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
It's merely an extension of your arm.
Okay.
Exactly right. So we'll start a dog on a string.
Okay. So you have more of a control.
You want to be able to control the dog. So we work in the round pen with what we call dog broke sheep. And they're sheep that are going to gravitate to the person because they want the person to save them from the dog. So when the sheep are with you, that gives you the ability to teach the dog where his or her place is in all of this.
Okay. So that's what this ring is for.
Exactly right. Once a dog turns onto stock, this is where all the learning takes place.
Okay.
So Mara is already a fully trained dog who's retired from all the show rings, and she's advanced. She's an advanced dog, as you've already seen her work.
Oh, absolutely.
So when we do this, we do what's called perimeter work, where we teach the dog that one, we are in here together as a team, that it's not just their own ball game, and that two, if the dog wants sheep, it has to go around to get sheep. It doesn't just turn around and charge. As I'm going around, I'm guiding the dog and turning the dog's head in the direction I want it to go. And I'm going to establish a little dominance by making her lie down, and then steady, lie down. Now as the dog starts listening, then we'll start dropping the line. But in the same respect, we still want to have control. So I'll say lie down, now step on the line, lie down.
Oh, okay.
Lie down, steady, lie down. Now you can see the sheep, lie down, steady. They're already saying, we want to stay with you. Steady. So now I'm going to give her the command of come out. For her to go clockwise around the sheep, lie down. Come out means I want her to go far out. Out, out, lie down. So we want the dog to learn to be way off the stock. Then the reward for putting all that pressure on the dog is to take the pressure off by letting the dog walk up on the stock. Lie down. What we teach the dog and what a lot of the dogs have is called balance. Balance is where the dog wants to bring sheep to you. Okay. So no matter where I go, the dog is going to change its direction so that it's always pushing the sheep to me. So as the dog starts doing all of this, I start teaching come by, away, come by, away. When the dog understands that, and you can have the sheep out here and give it commands. Come by, lie down. She's very tight. In other words, she's a little too close to the sheep, but that's just because she's been working stock in a frame of mind of doing chores. Okay. And the dogs, when they're doing chores, all your wide stuff kind of goes out the window for a while until you have to rework things all the time. Right. So when a dog understands the two come by and away to me, and you don't have to put any pressure on the dog, then we'll start working on the whistles.
Okay.
And whistles can be just like any command you want to give the dog, can be any word at all, just as long as you're consistent.
Okay.
So just like whistles, any whistle you give for the command to go to the left, to go to the right, can be anything you want as long as it's consistent. That's a lie down command, and it's pretty universal with all of the trainers. Okay. But the lefts and the rights are always can be all kinds of things.
Okay.
So that was come by.
Okay.
And that's a way to me.
Okay.
So you can give a dog half of a command, like a come by. Or you can give the dog half the come by command. That's half the away command.
Okay.
And that's a little grip.
Right.
That's because she's always telling the sheep, what if? Lie down. Lie down. So basically, that's how it all works. And what you do is, when you can get the dog to understand all of that and to come off the stock, then you're ready to move into a bigger area and expand everything.
So this is where you do the training.
This is where all the foundation work happens.
Very, very cool.
It's a shepherd's whistle. They come in all different shapes and designs, plastic, bone, stainless, brass, and it just makes it can carry real far.
Real far.
Yeah, that's basically what it's for mostly, is for real far away work.
Savannah and Pyro are an amazing team and have been from day one. Having reached an unsurmountable list of accomplishments in the conformation world, they are now tackling the whole herding thing, along with her other border collie, Rumor.
You want to go play with sheep? When Rumor and I first started coming here, I used to bring a blank check because I swore she was going to eat a sheep one day.
Ah!
We haven't yet, though.
Well, good. Like I said in the beginning, this whole place was inspired by his amazing Rottweiler Drax. Mike says just about any breed can have that herding instinct, even my Chihuahuas. How long have you been doing this?
Not consistently. Probably off and on for 5 or 6 years.
Oh, okay.
So I started actually with my very first border collie, but I mean, it was like once a year that we'd come out and play. Like,
okay.
It wasn't anything serious. And then when I got these guys, it was more of a, we could actually do something with this. Why not try a little more? So we try to do it at least once a month, if not every other month, getting out here and doing a couple of lessons, just kind of depending on what our schedule allows. But it's fun. I enjoy it.
Oh, good. Mike and the regulars out here at the farm totally challenge you to bring out any breed of dog and give it a go. Honestly, it's so laid back and very family friendly, and I highly recommend anyone looking for something to do with their dog, call them up and make an appointment for the instinct test. It could be a whole new level of cool for you and your canine companion. And of course, a whole new title to add to their name, too.
Because we can't have lines.
No lines allowed.
My God, you like put enough on to sink a battleship. Well, Jesus Christ.
I didn't realize I didn't have that much skin until after I...
Your arms too.
Arms. Oh, my.
You still like got a crap load on your shoulders and stuff.
No, hey, I'm a hot mess. But I'm not going to have a sunburn.
Lie down.
Oh, my nose.
Yeah.
Done.
Between your fingers.
Oh, shit. No, hands first. Is it in?
Not really.
You're still pretty white.
Done.